Last month, a woman in Dallas brought her 2019 Nissan Altima into my shop with 68,000 miles on it. She came in for a brake inspection. What she actually needed was a $4,000 transmission. She had done everything right, every oil change on time, every tire rotation by the book. But nobody ever told her to change the transmission fluid because Nissan told her it was sealed for life. It was not sealed for life. I have been working on Japanese cars for 19 years, and there is one truth about modern sedans that is destroying new car buyers across this country. And one specific transmission has killed more cars than any recall in the last decade, and one manufacturer tried to bury the evidence. Most people driving one right now have no idea what is sitting underneath them. The first thing they never told you is how transmission fluid actually works. Every major Japanese automaker sells cars with transmissions they call sealed or maintenance-free. Toyota does it. Honda does it. Nissan does it. The owner's manual either says nothing about transmission fluid or buries a vague recommendation so deep that no normal person would ever find it. The message to buyers is simple. This fluid never needs to be changed. But here's what no service advisor will ever tell you. Transmission fluid breaks. Every time your transmission shifts, that fluid absorbs heat. Over tens of thousands of miles, it oxidizes, loses its friction properties, and stops protecting the metal surfaces inside your gearbox. And once it degrades past a certain threshold, the damage is not gradual. It is sudden. And this is where the numbers get ugly. A transmission fluid change at a good independent shop costs between $150 and $300. The dealer might charge you more, but a competent independent mechanic can do it in under an hour. That is the prevention side. Now here's the failure side. Here's the part that should make every car owner angry. Mechanics across every major forum, Toyota Nation, Honda Tech, Nissan Forums, and our mechanic advice all say the same thing. Change your transmission fluid every 30 to 60,000 miles. There is no debate among the people who actually crack these transmissions open and see what degraded fluid does. The clutch packs wear, the valve body sticks, the fluid turns black with metal shavings. By the time you feel that first shudder, the internal damage is already done. A full transmission replacement runs $3,500 to $5,000. That is a 20 to 1 cost ratio between the service they should have told you about and the repair they are counting on. But that is not the real scandal. The real scandal is what happens when you put lifetime transmission fluid inside the single worst transmission design in modern Japanese automotive history. There is one transmission that mechanics dread seeing roll into the shop more than any other. And if you are driving a Nissan Altima, Sentra, Rogue, or Pathfinder built from 2012 to 2020, this is the section of the video you cannot afford to skip. Nissan's continuously variable transmission, supplied by a company called Jotco, was marketed as smoother and more fuel efficient than a conventional automatic. That was the pitch on the showroom floor. Here's what was happening on the highway. These transmissions were failing at mileages that would be considered unacceptable for any other major component. 60,000 miles, 75,000 miles, some did not make it to their first major service appointment. And here's what the data actually shows. The NHTSA, a complaint database, is flooded with reports across multiple Nissan model years. The same pattern repeats over and over. Shuddering at highway speed, sudden loss of acceleration, complete transmission failure without warning. Owners who bought what they believed was a reliable Japanese sedan found themselves staring at repair bills that exceeded the value of the car. But here's the part Nissan does not put in any brochure. They quietly extended the CVT warranty on certain model years from 5 years and 60,000 miles to 7 years and 84,000 miles. That was not generosity. Multiple class action lawsuits filed in federal courts across California, New Jersey, and Florida alleged that Nissan knew about the defect rates and sold the vehicles without telling buyers. The warranty extension came after the legal pressure, not before. The replacement cost for a Nissan CVT runs between $3,500 and $4,500. On a sedan that might be worth $8,000, the math does not work. And that is exactly why this transmission has economically totaled more cars than any other single component in the Japanese sedan market. And if you think that is the worst of it, there is one more manufacturer hiding a problem inside their engine block that makes this transmission catastrophe look straightforward. Honda built its reputation on engines that refuse to die, the D series. The K series, power plants that mechanics still talk about with genuine respect decades after they were built. So when Honda put the 1.5-liter turbocharged engine into the 2016 Civic and the 2017 CR-V, people trusted the name on the valve cover. That trust cost some of them their engines. Here is what Honda did not put on the window sticker. In cold climates, and by cold I mean anywhere that regularly drops below 40 degrees, unburned fuel washes past the piston rings during short trips and mixes directly with the engine oil. You pull the dipstick and the oil level is actually rising instead of dropping. That is not bonus oil. That is raw gasoline, diluting the only thing standing between your engine's moving parts and metal-on-metal contact. And this is the part that makes it personal. The owners figured it out before Honda said a word. CR-V drivers on Honda Tech started posting about gasoline smell coming from their dipsticks, about oil levels climbing past the full mark, and about rough running and misfiring. The pattern was obvious to anyone paying attention. Honda's official response was Technical Service Bulletin 18.083, a software update designed to run the engine hotter during warm-up. A software patch for a mechanical problem. That is not a solution. That is reputation management. A class action followed. Soto V, American Honda Motor Company, alleging Honda knew about the direct injection flaw before selling the vehicles. Honda eventually extended the powertrain warranty on affected models. But here's the cost math that keeps me up at night. Owners in cold climates who take short trips need to change oil at 5,000 miles, not the 10,000 miles Honda recommends. That is a $30 oil change versus a $5,000 engine rebuild. And Honda's own service advisors were telling people 10,000 miles was fine. So here's what the owners who actually keep these cars past 300,000 miles do differently. They change transmission fluid every 30,000 miles, regardless of what any manual says. They change oil based on how they actually drive, not based on a marketing number designed to make the car look low maintenance. And they never once trust a service advisor who says a fluid is sealed for life. The total cost of doing this right runs about $40 a month. The cost of being deceived is a $4,000 transmission or a $5,000 engine rebuild on a car that was supposed to be the reliable choice. That Nissan CVT, the one that started this entire conversation, has economically destroyed more sedans than any single component in modern Japanese automotive history. Thousands of federal complaints, multiple class action lawsuits, a warranty extension that only came after the lawyers got involved. And Nissan kept right on selling them. If this changed how you think about your car, hit subscribe. I have a video coming on the 3 Japanese engines that actually make it to 500,000 miles, and it is going to make this one look tame. The owners who make it to 300,000 miles are not lucky. They just refuse to believe the word lifetime.